lot of like chitter chatter around town. There's police involved, and there's a bit of gossip, and it's always an exciting time. That was in the 80s. So I find that a lot of people now, in a few generations since, don't really know the significance of the Astrolabe. So Wayne's going to fill us in on what happened, and he'll give you all the information that's available on the two Astrolabes.
Amen.
Yeah, got me sweet socks already.
Ron Jones.
Not there, Wayne.
When I got called to come over here to do a presentation, I decided that I would do it up, and I got my daughter to help me, so we done it up and condensed it down because I figured I didn't have much time, in half an hour. But anyway, I couldn't do it in half an hour, so we cut it down and cut it down. So I got the speech down to 4 hours, so make yourself comfortable. And she said, follow the guidelines and don't go off the track. But I can't do it. There's a few things I got to add just to lighten up the crowd. So anyway, most of you know that my name is Wayne Mushrow, and I would like to welcome everybody here to Astrolabe Day and come home here a week, all happening one time. And most of you know I was born and raised here in Port of West. I was the milkman for 25 years. And I got to know everybody from Conroy Valley down to Rose Blanche. And as a matter of fact, I got to know most of the dogs even on the first day. So, getting off the track to start off with, I'm going to tell you about some of the dogs that I had encounters with. I didn't get this wrote there, I don't have to write it down. But anyway, the first one, he lived down by Pickles Corner, up the lane there. His last name was Bennett. And his first name was Ruff. So, Ruff Bennett. His mother, I think her name was, she was hairdresser there. Barbara. They used to keep him tied on the clothesline out back. And for some reason, I used to do that, and he was kind of frightening me, right? So anyway, every time that the dog used to go crazy, he used to have to chuck himself when he seen me coming on the clothesline. So Barb knew when I was coming, or even when I went into Food Centre, which was across from the town hall, the old Food Centre, when I all in on the parking lot, the dog used to go crazy because he knowed me truck. So sometimes I used to sneak up right quiet up the lane, and I just put my hand around the corner of the house. That was it, he out-chucked himself right. So that was rough, didn't it? Then there was another one that was very friendly. His name was Nap Scare. Lived up there past Harry Tom's restaurant up on the hill there. Live and Scares. Chap Scared, I think was his father. Anyway, old Nap, he didn't do nothing, all he just sleep. And when he see my truck go by, he come out wait for me to come up. He was the most friendliest dog I met in all, a big collie dog. See which other one it was now. I got to tell you about Stella Sutton's dog. His name was Sparkplug. And he couldn't wait to get out of the house and try to bite me, so she used to open the door so far and keep Sparkplug in the house. So anyway, everything was going good. So this day, I stopped the milk truck for go in with the milk, and she opened the door. Get in the spark plug! Get in the spark plug! My God! And there he comes out across the driveway, full tilt. So I just stood my ground, and when he got a couple of feet from me, I went. Well, anyway, he shoved himself in reverse that hard that he fooled up his gearbox. He was never the same after. One day I said, what happened to spark plug? You know, you don't see him that often now. But she said, we don't call him spark plug no more. We took the spark away and we just call him plug. Anyway, like I say, you know, some was a good friend. And I got to tell you about the other one. One more, that's all. You know this lady. His name was Chow Galton. Chow Galton. Lived right there by Swisky's store. Nellie Galton's dog. So anyway, I goes in with the milk and poor old Chow. He didn't like me either. He had a very bad attitude. So I tried to be friends with him. I went over and I put my hand on his head like that. And one eye did. And the air stuck up on back of his neck and he put his lips right up around his eyes. Showed his teeth like that. When I take my hand off, he just settled right down, right? Put your hand back down again, same thing again, right? So anyway, when I go down like a week or so later with the milk, I walk in. Poor old Chow was there, right? Not a word out of him, you know. So I take my hand like when Nellie was nothing and I just go like that. Oh, we get right savage. And Nellie said, I don't understand what's going on with that dog. Like every time you comes there, he goes crazy. You know what I mean? And like that's all I do. And when I straighten my hand out, he stopped. I crook my fingers up. And he go crazy again, right? So I said, I know what's wrong with Nellie. I said, this where you've been watching that old television you got in there with one channel, black and white, and you only get snow on it. I said, he's bored to death. When we lived up Lakesbrook, we used to get television from over North Sydney. We never had neither television, but we used to go down Bareback Landings and watch it down there. Honest to God, it's true. And down to Welf Gillam's, they had television. We go down there sometimes, Trees Gillam, and sometimes we didn't have a phone, but when we got a phone, we called down. It was television, like, perfect. You could even see the hockey players on the ice. You just get it from North Sydney, 19 miles away. We sit down, not a word out of nobody, and you stare at that screen, just snow. By and by she cut in. I wonder if he plays for Montreal. You never see a puck. And everybody's so quiet waiting for it. And like, we growed up, like, you know, I used to go on the bank of Chris Rosine up there, what we used to call it the muds. And you get a paint can cover and nail it onto a stick and go around all day. You know, I got a picture when I was like 7 years old on Brook Bridge. These called rag malls, eh? Leaves all over your pants, eh? Old boots on, bottoms out of them, you know. But we never had much, but we was happy. That was the main thing. And like I say, when I goes anywhere over in Halifax, people will say to me, as soon as I speak, what part they don't have it finished? I said, Port of Bass. I'm proud to say that I'm from Port of Bass, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to get back on track. 3 quarts for $1. Eh? That was the good old days, wasn't it? Now it's $3 for 1 quart. And nobody can afford to drink it. Not even me. So anyway, I purchased scuba gear. What happened, Christmas come round and I mentioned to the wife that I said, I'd like to try that scuba diving. You know, I could hold my breath pretty good, lay down for a few minutes. So when come Christmas, she surprised me. She bought me a scuba tank. No regulator, no backpack, nothing. Just this empty tank. So when the summer come, I got a regulator and I got a backpack putting on your back. And I was ready to go. I couldn't wait for summer to come. I had to try it out, right? So anyway, I got on to Wayne Wheeler. He was Thomas in Port of Bass. He was a diver. So he said, we'll go up Cheeseman Park out by the Trussell and try out your gear. So we go up the 3rd of June. Cold up and freezing. He started taking out this big suit out of his bag and started putting it on. I was there still up with a bathing suit on. Froze. He said, we can't get in. I said, why is that? He said, because I can't find the gloves. Well, I said, I can't wait no longer. I said, I've been waiting ever since Christmas. I said, I got to get out. So I walked out to the waist deep. You know what it's like in 3rd of June with that water coming in underneath that trussel from the water. So I lived down in the water. I tried to breathe through the regulator. And I was with cold. And I got up and I was blood red, just like I scalded myself. It was that cold. And anyway, that was the first time I ever tried the gear. So during the summer, I went up Cheeseman Park and got up in the fall and got to know how to use the diving gear. come July, there was a drowning up off Mouse Island, so I goes down, volunteered out. The RCMP constable is in charge. He said, "You qualified? Are you certified?" What do you mean certified? You know what he's talking about. I said, I got my own gear and tank. I said, I practice something. No, geez, I'd be owned if I took you diving. He said, and you got drowned. Well, I said, I don't plan on getting drowned. I plan on finding Larry Orwood to drown. So anyway, so I tell you what, he said, you could come, but you like stick right by my elbow. Not out of me sight at all. Yeah, no problem. So anyway, goes up searches for 2-3 days. Never found nothing. So the Bay of Island Scuba Club from Cornerbrook, they all went back. And the poor old mother got so upset, knowing that her son was in between Duck Island and Mouse Island. She kicked up a big racket and they resumed the search. So they got the Centennial to come Port of Basin to give me a call. I know that I walked out. Sure, no problem, right? So anyway, who should find Buddy was me. And then I got into the RCMP call me, go down Rammy, get this one got drowned, go in St. George's, we got drowning victim in there, go down on the Aldermort Road, car gone off and somebody in the car, or go down and see if you could find them, whatever. I never ever refused to go on a job, no matter if it was in the middle of winter underneath the ice, go get somebody that's drowned. I went down to Aldermort, got this young boy one time. I suppose to keep my track. As long as you don't tell me that. So anyway, I went down to Aldermort and the crowd then had a big net and he's dragging the pond trying to find this young boy around 9 years old. So anyway, I gets down there and they never got him. So I said, I'll go see if I can find him. So I asked somebody, where was the last place you saw him? Just out there in the cove. I said, well, that's where he's at now because there's no tide in the pond. He sunk there. I should be able to find him. So I got the Constable Ramsey, the female RCMP constable, tie rope on me, and I said, what am I going to do? I'm going to start on this side. When I start back from the other side, I said, you live in room like 5 feet of rope. And I said, and if he's there, I should be able to find him. So anyway, I started. Pitch dark. Close your eyes, you open them up, you figure your eyes is not working. That's how dark it was under the water. Couldn't see nothing. So I used to take a big breath from the regulator and I'd just relax and I'd put my arm out in the dark again and sink right down in the mud. I'd take it back and I'd take another big breath and I'd keep going. By and by I felt the stick. So I used to take the stick then and sweep in front of me like this. And every time you put your hand out, you're expecting to touch that somebody did, you know what I mean? A bit unnerving like first when you go at it, you know what I mean? By yourself. So anyway, after a while, like the stick brought up or something, so I like kind of poked like this, right? And it was like a bit of give to it. So I figured, well, that must be him, right? So I moved the head a bit like that. And when I went for putting in the stick wouldn't go right down. So I said, you know, I think I might have him pinned under the stick. And then I could feel something hard with this hand. I feel it like, well, that's his foot. So I took the line off my arm and tied on his foot. And I followed back to the surface. So when I got ashore, I said, I got him tied on it in the pond so you get everything ready. And when I got off the shore, put right in the body bag. She said, you know, she said, we were getting worried about you. She said, you know, you were down there for an hour. I said, an hour? She said, you got any air left? And I said, gee, I said, I don't know, you can't see nothing. It's just total dark, right? So when I checked my tank, I still had 1,300 pounds left out of 3,000. I said, I was too frightened to breathe.